Have you ever wondered how a small country like Israel has such a complex and rich history? The origins of Israel can be traced back to the Iron Age, a period marked by the advent of iron tools and weaponry. During this time, a settlement blossomed in the land we now know as Israel. In the 12th century BC, a cluster of 12 tribes, known collectively as the Israelites, began to settle here, laying the groundwork for a nation that would become a significant player in the annals of history. Fast forward a century or so, and we find ourselves in the midst of the United Monarchy period. In 1020 BC, the Kingdom of Israel was established, marking a new era in the narrative of this small but formidable nation. At its helm were three key figures: King Saul, King David, and King Solomon. King Saul, the first of the trio, was anointed by the prophet Samuel. His reign, however, was marked by battles and conflicts, and the kingdom's unity began to falter. Enter King David, a shepherd-turned-warrior who took the reins after Saul. David is perhaps best known for his legendary defeat of the giant Goliath. His reign saw the kingdom expand and flourish. The final act of this royal trilogy was King Solomon, David's son. Solomon's reign was marked by peace and prosperity. He is acclaimed for his wisdom and is credited with constructing the first temple in Jerusalem, an architectural marvel of its time. Yet, as they say, all good things must come to an end. Despite its early formation and the efforts of these three kings, the Kingdom of Israel was not immune to challenges. Internal strife and external threats began to unravel the unity that had been so carefully woven. The kingdom eventually split into two: the northern kingdom, retaining the name Israel, and the southern kingdom, known as Judah. Despite its early formation, the Kingdom of Israel faced numerous challenges that led to its division. This was but the first of many trials that this resilient nation would endure in its long and storied history. A kingdom divided cannot stand, and this was the fate that befell the Kingdom of Israel. In the 10th century BC, a significant split occurred within the Kingdom of Israel, shaking its unity to the core. The kingdom was divided into two: the northern kingdom, which retained the name Israel, and the southern kingdom, known as Judah. The reasons for this division were many, including political strife, tribal disputes, and economic inequalities. The northern kingdom, or Israel, consisted of 10 of the original 12 tribes. It was the more prosperous and larger of the two, with rich farmland and strategic trade routes. However, its prosperity attracted the attention of powerful neighbors. In 722 BC, the mighty Assyrian Empire, a major power in the ancient Near East, conquered the northern kingdom. The Assyrians deported many Israelites, leading to the lost tribes of Israel that we often hear about in biblical narratives. Meanwhile, the southern kingdom, Judah, managed to maintain its independence for a while longer. But as the saying goes, no kingdom is an island, and in 586 BC, Judah fell to another rising power, the Babylonian Empire. The Babylonians destroyed the city of Jerusalem and the First Temple, an event that deeply traumatized the Jewish people. They deported many of the inhabitants to Babylon, marking the beginning of the Jewish exile. The exile was a period of profound change for the Jewish people. It was during this time that much of the Hebrew Bible, or Old Testament, was written or compiled. The exile also sparked a shift in religious practices and beliefs. The people could no longer worship at the temple, so they began to gather in synagogues, laying the groundwork for modern Judaism. The exile marked a significant turning point in Israel's history, shaping its culture and identity. This period of displacement and longing for a homeland deepened the Jewish people's sense of identity and their connection to the land of Israel. The experience of the exile would continue to resonate throughout Jewish history, shaping its traditions, its stories, and its very soul. Exile is not the end of a nation, but a new beginning. For Israel, it marked the start of a new chapter. With the fall of the Babylonian Empire to the Persian king Cyrus the Great, the exiled Israelites found themselves faced with a new opportunity. Cyrus, in a gesture of magnanimity, allowed the Israelites to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple. This marked a period of rejuvenation for the Israelite nation. However, this period of relative peace and autonomy was short-lived. The winds of change were blowing across the ancient world, and Israel found itself in the path of a storm named Alexander the Great. the young Macedonian conqueror swept through the region, spreading Hellenistic culture and ideas. This led to significant cultural shifts, and the Israelites found themselves in a world increasingly influenced by Greek thought and practices. Yet, the Israelites were not a people to succumb easily to foreign influence. The Maccabean revolt, led by a group of Jewish warriors, resulted in a period of Jewish independence. The Seleucid Empire's attempts to suppress Jewish religious practices led to this fierce rebellion. The Maccabees' victory is still celebrated today during the festival of Hanukkah, a testament to the resilience of the Jewish people. But as the saying goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. The Roman Empire, with its insatiable hunger for expansion, set its sights on the region. Despite fierce resistance, the Romans managed to conquer Israel, imposing their rule and culture. The Roman rule was harsh, marked by heavy taxation and brutal suppression of revolts. Yet, it was during this period that a significant event took place, an event that would have far-reaching consequences not just for Israel, but for the entire world. The Roman rule, while harsh, set the stage for a pivotal event in Israel's history, the birth of Jesus Christ. This event would lead to the birth of a new religion, Christianity, and set the course for the next chapter in the history of Israel. In a land steeped in tradition and conflict, a new religion was born that would change the world. This was a time of Roman rule, a time when Israel was a province of a vast empire, and it was here, in this context, that Christianity was born. It began with the teachings of a man named Jesus Christ, a figure whose profound message of love and redemption resonated with many. Jesus was crucified under Roman authority, an event that not only marked a pivotal moment in his own narrative, but also in the birth of Christianity. His followers believed he rose from the dead, confirming his divine status. This resurrection became a cornerstone of Christian faith, inspiring a new religion that would eventually spread beyond the borders of Israel and throughout the Roman Empire. But this period was also marked by another significant event, the Jewish diaspora. In the year 70 AD, the Second Temple in Jerusalem, an important symbol of Jewish identity and faith, was destroyed by the Romans. This devastating event led to an exodus of Jewish people from Israel, dispersing them across different parts of the Roman Empire and beyond. This was the beginning of the Jewish diaspora, a dispersion that would eventually reach every corner of the globe. The birth of Christianity and the Jewish diaspora were not just historical events contained within the borders of Israel. They were catalysts that rippled outwards, influencing societies, cultures, and belief systems far beyond their place of origin. The teachings of Jesus Christ would grow into one of the world's major religions, while the Jewish diaspora would lead to the establishment of Jewish communities worldwide. The birth of Christianity and the Jewish diaspora were defining moments that would shape Israel's identity and impact the world. They were chapters in a story that continues to unfold, a testament to the enduring spirit and faith of the people who called and still call Israel home. A land of great strategic and religious significance, Israel was a coveted prize for many empires. In the 7th century, the Islamic conquest of Jerusalem marked a turning point in the region's history. The Byzantine Empire, which had held sway over Jerusalem since the 4th century, found itself outmatched by the dynamic and rapidly expanding Arab Muslim forces. The city fell to the Caliphate in the year 638, opening a new chapter in its tumultuous history. Under Muslim rule, Jerusalem thrived, and its religious significance was further enhanced. The Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque were constructed, creating an indelible Islamic imprint on the city's skyline that endures to this day. The Muslim rulers allowed Christians and Jews to practice their religion, albeit under certain restrictions. However, the balance of power was destined to shift yet again. In the late 11th century, Jerusalem became the focal point of a series of military campaigns known as the Crusades. Launched by European Christians, the Crusades aimed to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim rule. The First Crusade, initiated in 1095, succeeded in capturing Jerusalem in 1099, establishing a Christian kingdom that would last until the late 12th century. This victory, however, was not to last. Jerusalem changed hands multiple times over the course of the Crusades, reflecting the intense struggle for control of this spiritually significant land. The Crusades were not merely military expeditions. They were also a time of deep cultural exchange and interaction between the Christian West and the Muslim East. Despite the violence and conflict, the Crusades contributed to the development of trade, science, and art, leaving a lasting impact on the world. The Crusades marked a period of intense conflict and change, further shaping the land that is now Israel. The echoes of this time continue to reverberate in the present, underscoring the complex and multifaceted history of this small yet profoundly influential piece of land. From the ashes of the Crusades, a new power emerged to rule over Israel. As the 15th century dawned, the Ottoman Empire extended its influence over the region, marking the beginning of a new chapter in Israel's history. Under Ottoman rule, Israel, known then as Palestine, was organized into several provinces. The Ottomans introduced administrative and legal reforms that left a lasting impression on the region. However, the empire's relative tolerance for religious diversity didn't mean life was easy for the Jewish communities. They faced restrictions, heavy taxes, and at times persecution. As the sun began to set on the Ottoman Empire, the winds of change swept across the globe. The outbreak of World War I in the early 20th century saw the Ottomans align with the Central Powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and others. This alliance would prove to be their downfall, as they were on the losing side when peace was declared in November of 1918. The empire was subsequently carved up among the victorious Allied powers, with Britain taking control of Palestine. During the war, Britain had made a significant promise that would have far-reaching consequences. In 1917, Britain's Foreign Secretary, Arthur Balfour, issued a declaration stating Britain's support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This Balfour Declaration, as it came to be known, was seen as a beacon of hope by the Jews who had long dreamed of returning to their ancestral homeland. However, it also sowed the seeds of conflict with the Arab population, who viewed this as a betrayal of their rights. The Balfour Declaration was not a binding legal document, but it had a profound effect on the political landscape. It was incorporated into the League of Nations' British Mandate for Palestine in 1922, giving it international recognition and legitimacy. The Balfour Declaration set in motion events that would lead to the establishment of modern Israel. As we move forward in our journey through time, we'll see how this document and the decisions made during this period continue to shape the region to this very day. Against a backdrop of war and displacement, a new nation was born. In the aftermath of World War II, amid global calls for a homeland for the Jewish people, the State of Israel was established on May 14, 1948. This momentous event marked the culmination of decades of Zionist aspirations and was met with jubilation by Jews worldwide. However, the birth of this new nation was not without controversy. Almost immediately, neighboring Arab nations rejected the United Nations partition plan that led to Israel's creation. This led to the first of many Arab-Israeli conflicts, a series of wars that have shaped the region's history and continue to influence its present. These conflicts have been marked by periods of intense fighting and tenuous ceasefires, with borders and territories frequently changing hands. Among the key figures in modern Israel's history is David Ben-Gurion, the nation's first prime minister. His role was instrumental in the founding of the state, and his leadership helped navigate the fledgling nation through its early years of existence. Since then, many other leaders have left their mark, including Golda Meir, the Iron Lady of Israeli politics, and Yitzhak Rabin, a Nobel Peace Laureate who paid the ultimate price for his pursuit of peace. Modern Israel is also a story of innovation and advancement. Despite its relatively small size and the challenges it faces, Israel has emerged as a global leader in technology, agriculture, and healthcare. It's a nation that has made the desert bloom, sent a spacecraft to the moon, and developed cutting-edge technology used around the world. Yet the journey of modern Israel is far from complete. The nation continues to grapple with complex issues, including ongoing conflict, political divides, and questions of identity and citizenship. These challenges, though daunting, are part and parcel of the evolving narrative of this unique nation. Despite its turbulent history, Israel stands today as a testament to the resilience and enduring spirit of its people. In just 15 minutes, we've journeyed through thousands of years of Israel's rich and complex history, from its early beginnings, where the seeds of a nation were sown, to the divided kingdom and exile that tested its resolve. We've seen the return and the onset of Roman rule, and the birth of Christianity that led to the Jewish diaspora. Our journey continued through the Islamic conquest and the Crusades, each leaving indelible marks on the cultural and religious landscape of the region. The Ottoman rule and the Balfour Declaration shaped the political and geographical boundaries of the modern state. In the end, we arrived at the establishment of modern Israel, a testament to the resilience and spirit of a people who've weathered the winds of change and history. Each chapter of this journey has contributed to the tapestry of today's world. As we have seen, the history of Israel is a journey through time that continues to shape the world we live in today.